Double Fine made a pottery game. They just didn't tell anyone that's what it was. They called it a brawler, put combat in, made you fight other little pot people, but every time I finished the match, the only thing I wanted to do was go back to the pottery wheel. That's either great game design, or the weirdest accidental success I've played in a while. Kiln is Double Fine's new multiplayer pottery party brawler. Try saying that 3 times fast. The concept is this. You sit down at the pottery wheel, you sculpt a vessel, a pot, a vase, a plate, whatever your chaotic little heart wants, and that shape becomes your character in a team brawler. Your pot size determines your health, the shape determines your special move, and the whole thing is built around one objective. Fill your pot with water and dump it into the other team's kiln before they do it to yours. The tutorial introduces all of this, and it's actually pretty funny. A little shallow, but funny. It really does the job.
Let's cover up that butt. Here you go, a brand new body.
Let's talk about what actually works, because the pottery wheel is legitimately great. Double Fine made it ridiculously easy to change shapes. You're not sitting there fighting the controls to make something, you're just playing with clay and it responds. And the shapes are genuinely funny. Tall, wobbly vase, flat, aggressive plate, little round absolute unit of a pot. Each one moves differently, hits differently, and has a different special. And after your first match or so, the customization opens up. You get lids, handles, stickers, glazes. Your pot can look absolutely unhinged within about 10 minutes of playing. There is one weird thing here though. Some of the customization items are consumable. You use currency from matches to restock the glazes and stickers that you want to use. It's not a deal breaker, but it's an odd friction point in a game that otherwise removes friction at every turn. Like, you just made it super easy to be creative, and then you put a small tax on creativity? I don't really understand the logic in there. Okay, so the actual matches. It's chaotic. The camera is zoomed out high above the arena, which in theory is good. You can see the whole picture. In practice though, the moment-to-moment brawling is kind of hard to follow. It can be genuinely difficult to identify your own teammates versus the other team. There's a lot happening, and the combat itself is pretty one-note. A normal attack, a jump attack, special on a cooldown. It's fun, it's just button-mashy fun. What is satisfying is the water game. You fill up, you roll to move faster, but rolling spills water, so there's a real risk-reward there. And if you can pull off the super dump, the big water cannon move into their kiln, it feels genuinely exciting. The issue is coordination. This game clearly wants you to have a big tanky pot defending your kiln, a small fast pot harassing, and a couple of mid-sized pots just running water all match. That's real strategy. The problem is there's no in-match communication, no ping system, nothing. So in public matches, everyone just sorta does whatever, and what everyone does is run at the enemy and dump water, which can also work. I don't think that's entirely a problem. I think that's just what the game actually is. So here's my honest read. If you have a regular crew, a Discord, a group chat, or people you play with online, Kiln is definitely worth trying, especially at around 20 bucks. You'll get more than a few nights of genuinely fun, chaotic pottery nonsense out of it, and the sculpting alone is worth at least one session. If you're going in solo with randoms, it's a little bit bumpier of a ride. The game doesn't hold your hand on coordination, and it shows. Public matches can feel like everyone's just winging it, because everyone kinda is. For trophy hunters, I'll do a full breakdown on the platinum once I've gotten further in. It looks manageable so far though. Nothing that really screams nightmare grind in the first few hours, but I need more time with it before I'd call it. The ceiling on Kiln is whether Double Fine uses the roadmap to add depth to the combat and coordination side. Right now the pottery is a 10 and the brawler is kinda like a 6 or 7. If they close that gap, this becomes a genuinely great game. If they don't, it stays a fun novelty. And honestly, a fun novelty from Double Fine is still worth it in my opinion. If you want to find out more and stay up to date, make sure to subscribe. And if you've played Kiln, tell me what shape you made and whether it did anything useful, because mine mostly just fell over.